All right. And let's get it. Let's get it, dudes. All right. Live answering your fantasy football questions. Share this on platform. Yo, trade Austin for CMC. Austin Eckler for CMC. I would keep Austin Eckler. Personally, that's what I would do. I would hold on to Austin Eckler. I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't trade him away. All right. Back to this. Yo, trade Austin Eckler for CMC. Oh, it's the same question. Both yo, what's up, MP? I wouldn't do that trade. I would just keep Austin Eckler. Boston Scott or Adrian Peterson. I would go with Boston Scott this week. I want to see what's going to happen exactly with AP. So I would kind of take just like a wait and see type of approach with them. With Rodgers out, who should I flex? Ooh, Booker, Mitchell, or Allen. I would go with Mitchell there. When you look at the Devontae trade, what's the Devontae trade? What up, yo? What up, Sammy? For sure. Thanks, bro. No problem. You're welcome. You're welcome. I don't know if it was a good trade. I'll look at it. Yeah, MP. Dak and Moore for Herbert and Dak and Moore for Herbert, Godwin, Waddle. I'd rather have the Dak side personally. Do you think Taysom Hill is going to play this week? I hope so. I mean, I hope it doesn't go to Trevor Siemian. We'll see. We'll know more in the week. I don't know if he's officially been ruled out or anything. It doesn't look like Sam Darnold's going to play, and I don't think CMC is going to play again this week. You think Taysom Hill, or what do you think of Deontay Johnson and D-Hop for Jamar Chase? I'd rather have Deontay Johnson, D-Hop side, personally. Also, drop Gainwell for Darrell Williams. Absolutely, yes. Pick up Darrell Williams. When is the Chiefs bye week? Is it week 10? You are a cheater. No, am I a cheater? DJ Moore, Brandon Cooks, T. Higgins, Bateman, AJ Brown, pick 3. So AJ Brown, Brandon Cooks, and I would go with DJ Moore. Is Adams a safe start still, or just start Mitchell? No, Adams is fine. I think Adams will be okay. The trade was Mike Williams and Nick Chubb for Devontae and Hawkinson. I mean, I think it's all right. Which side did you get, MP? Carter Thursday or Herbert on Monday. I'm starting Steelers D on Monday. I would just go with Michael Carter. If it's a PPR league, yeah, I would go Michael Carter. Elijah Mitchell and Deontay Johnson for Jamar Chase. I honestly wouldn't do that either. I mean, Deontay and Elijah Mitchell have already had their bye weeks. So, like, those are two guys you don't have to worry about anymore. And, I mean, Elijah Mitchell looks really good. He looks really good. And if Elijah Mitchell, I don't think it's going to happen, but if it were to happen, if he actually started to play on passing downs, like Elijah Mitchell is an RB1. He's an RB1 if he plays on those passing downs, doesn't get subbed out. Like, the dude's an RB1. You saw Russell Goatbrook yesterday? No, I didn't. Did he do well? Trade Chubb and Terry for Aaron Jones and Sutton. Chubb and Terry for Aaron Jones and Sutton. I probably would do that. It's a toss-up. I feel like that's pretty. I probably would just keep Aaron Jones, to be honest with you. Devontae and Hawkinson. Yeah, I mean, I think that side's pretty solid. In PPR league, would you play Ty Johnson over Chuba? No, I would rather go Chuba. I traded Brandon Cooks and Marquis Brown for Calvin Ridley and NT last week. Who's a buy low I could go to replace? I traded. Ooh, you got Calvin Ridley and NT. I would be trying to trade for Miles Sanders right now. I know he's not going to give you value right now and play this week, but he's somebody that I would try to buy for. I would try to buy into Hunter Renfrow. I try to buy into Hunter Renfrow is what I would do. Dalvin Cook or Alvin Kamara rest of the season. I would go with rest of the season. I'm gonna say Dalvin Cook. Should I start Murray this week? Murray, which Latavius Murray or Kyler Murray? Which Murray? Julio Jones was dropped. Is he worth picking up? I mean, I would probably pick him now. Yes, now with Derrick Henry out, I think this team is gonna have to throw the ball more. So yes, I would pick him up. Would you trade Chubb and Diggs for JT, Antonio Brown / Marquise Godwin? Yeah, I would do that trade. If I'm getting the JT side, I would try to get Marquis Brown. I would try to do that. If you need a quarterback, would you trade Dalvin Cook for Wentz, Damian Harris, and Terry McLaurin? Like, who are your other options at quarterback? Drop Latavius Murray for Mike Davis or Gainwell. I would drop him for Mike Davis right now. With Calvin Ridley, like he saw an uptick in usage. So if Calvin Ridley's out for season, I think that Mike Davis has decent appeal. Ridley and MT both out for season. Yeah, it's rough. Well, Ridley, we don't know yet. I don't think it's 100%. Maybe recent news came out that said I didn't see anything. But should I play Jerry Judy or Boston Scott in my flex standard scoring? I would go with, if it's standard scoring, I guess I would lean Boston Scott in standards because he's definitely the goal line back there. Would you trade Saquon for Kamara? If I'm getting Kamara, I would do it. Do you think CMC plays or do I start Carter? No, I don't think he plays. Matt Rule said that he was very limited. Very limited. So it doesn't look likely that he's going to play, to be honest. Good trade where I give up Henderson and Moore for Adams and Elijah Mitchell. I think that trade's all right. I honestly think that it's a pretty fair trade. I'd probably rather have the Adams side, honestly. What do you think of trading Gaskin and AB for Waller? I probably wouldn't do it, to be honest with you. I would just keep Gaskin and AB. Okay, on second thought, maybe with Ruggs out, but yeah, I probably would do that, actually. Yeah, I would do that, because you're probably really not playing AB, are you? What's AB's trade value right now? I have him, but I have Devontae Lamb and Deontay as my starters. I mean, I don't think it's like super high. I think that, after the first couple of weeks, you should definitely try to trade him then. But I would just wait for him to have another good game and then trade him. Jerry Judy or Devontae Parker to sit this week? I would sit Jerry Judy this week. And real quick, if you haven't already, do me a big favor, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're over on YouTube. And if you're over on TikTok right now, if you're on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile. Go to my link tree that's in my description, and my link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So, profile, link tree, YouTube channel. Come on over, get your questions answered. All right, let's go. Jerry Judy or Devontae Parker? I would go Devontae Parker. Should I start Kyler Murray this week? If he plays, I would be starting him. Should I trade Hopkins for Jamar Chase? I would want Jamar Chase, yes. Do you think Saquon will play? No, I don't think so. I don't think he's going to play this week. Emanuel Sanders or Devontae Parker? Honestly, I would go with Emanuel Sanders. He's going to bounce back. Should I trade Gibson and Higgins for Saquon and AJ Green? Yes, I would do that. I have Nick Chubb. Do I trade him for Saquon? Yeah, I probably would. More Edmonds. More. Dallas Goedert or Schultz this week? I would go with Dallas Goedert. My wide receivers, Jamar Chase, AB, Marquis Brown, Waddle, Sanders. My running backs, Aaron Jones, Mixon, Carter, Chuba, Javonte. That's solid. Who would you start at flex in a PPR league? Elijah Mitchell, Damian Harris, Lockett, or Higgins? I would go with Elijah Mitchell. D-Hop or Robert Woods this week? D-Hop. Adrian Peterson or Devin Singletary? 1 point PPR. I would honestly go with Devin Singletary there. Hurts or Carr? Hurts. Khalil Herbert or Devontae Parker? I would go with, if it's PP, I would go with Devontae Parker there. I have Henry, Montgomery, and Miles Sanders on IR. Should I trade Kyler and Debo for T. Higgins, Swift, and Ayuk? No, I wouldn't do that trade. No, I wouldn't. I have Lamar. I think that you could get a better trade for that than that. I like Higgins and Swift, but like Ayuk doesn't set that over the edge. I wouldn't do that trade. Who's hotter, Kamara or Chubb? Like who's going to perform better? Definitely. I think that Chubb should. Honestly, though, Chubb wasn't really used in the passing game at all, so I'm going to just go with Kamara. My lineup, what do you think? QB, Herbert, running back, healthy Gibson, wide receiver. It's all right, MP. Gibson is not good. I mean, he's good, just not his usage. So don't trade more for Edmonds. No, I wouldn't do that trade now. Do I trade Amari Cooper for Tyreek Hill? I mean, absolutely. If you're getting Tyreek Hill, absolutely. Ozai, what's up? What up, dude? What up, my dude? Should I make any changes to my 10 team? We got Hurts, Swift, Chubb, Adams, AJ Brown, Waller, Diggs. No, I wouldn't. Full point PPR, we got Gainwell or Peterson. Honestly, I would go with Gainwell in full point PPR. I think he's going to be more involved this week. I was down by 30. I had Herbert, Cook, J-Rob, Mike Williams, and Myers. I still lost. That's rough. That's definitely rough. My question is, would you trade Kittle and Woods for Andrews and Sanders? Yeah, I would do that trade, Kyle. I can play two. We got Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Cordell Patterson. I would go with Keenan Allen, and I would go with Cordell Patterson. No, like, who would you rather... Nobody, Cody. Should I be concerned about Dalvin after last week? No, don't be concerned about Dalvin. Should I trade Mike Williams? I mean, it depends on what you can get. Like, everybody on your roster should be available for a trade at any time. But I, like, don't feel that you need to sell somebody just to get them off of your team. Like, just wait for a good trade. Definitely be sending out trade offers. I would say everybody on your team should be available for the right price. I don't care who it is. Does Kamara's value drop with Winston out? A little bit. Just, and the biggest issue for Winston or for Kamara is going to be Taysom Hill's usage around the goal line. Like, that's definitely where it's going to affect him the most, is the usage around the goal line. Does Kamara, do I start Corey Davis or do I take the risk of CMC? I don't even think Corey Davis is going to play this week, to be honest with you. We'll have to see Thursday night, but I don't think Corey Davis is going to play either. Sleeper flex, we got Ty Johnson, 3 straight games. Yes, I do think I think Ty Johnson's a decent start this week. Trade Gibson, CEH, and McNichols for Miles Sanders and Montgomery. No, I wouldn't do that. Where does Nick Chubb and Stephon Diggs rank rest of the season? I would say Nick Chubb is still, I would say, like, more of our RB12, like in the RB12 range. And then who is the other one? Stephon Diggs. I would put Stephon Diggs like more of wide receiver 8 range is where I would put him. I still don't understand why the Titans did not trade for Jamal. Their running game is a huge part of the offense. I don't know why they didn't do a trade. I guess they just didn't really like anything that was happening, but I definitely thought that they would be making a trade. If, like, for a smaller person at least, for like maybe I don't know, like a Mike Boone or somebody like that, but didn't feel good about whatever it was. Do I start Emanuel Sanders? Yes, I like Emanuel Sanders this week. I liked him last week, and last week he ran more routes, played more snaps than Stephon Diggs. He's not going to have a goose egg. He'll have a better week this week. Should I be looking to trade Kamara or keep him? I would keep him. It's going to be amazing. Watch Kupp and Devontae and AJ all drop 40 for me each week. Yeah, that's pretty good. I also have Marquis Brown, so I don't know if I want to. I want Adams. If you don't do the trade. Cole Beasley, Rashad Bateman, or Van Jefferson. I would go with Cole Beasley. Thoughts on my 12-team league? We have Herbert, Cook, J-Rob, Mike Williams, Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, and Antonio Brown at flex. That's really good. I mean, AB doesn't play this week, but that's solid. Yes. I have Gibson and McKissick, but I don't know what to do with them. I would try to sell Antonio Gibson, to be honest with you. I would try to sell him. Is either Mixon or J-Rob an RB1 going forward? Yeah, I think that they're both RB1s going forward. Absolutely. Yes. Would you trade Kamara for Cook? I get Cook, and why? Yeah, I would do that. And the reasoning being is because I think that Kamara's value is going to take a little bit of hit with Taysom Hill under center. So personally, I would go with Cook there. Mike Will for Fournette and Tony. Yeah, I would probably do that trade. Which defense should I start? Saints, Broncos, or Patriots? Saints defense, Owen. We got a 12-team league. We got Patrick Mahomes, Cook, Chuba Hubbard, Cooper Kupp, Michael Pittman, Pitts, Devontae Parker, Rams. Do I need to fixing somewhere for week 9? No, I honestly think that team's not bad. I think that team's solid. Yes. You think Renfrow has value now? Yes, I do. I think Renfrow, I would be trying, if you didn't get him on waivers, I would be trying to trade for him. Yes. Would you trade Williams for Thomas? Michael Thomas? I mean, Michael Thomas out for season now. Mike Will for Fournette and Tony? I would do that, yes. We'll take draft stud wide receivers before RBs. RBs get injured quicker. Wide receivers stay healthy and score more. I mean, I guess, but like you're looking at guys. I mean, I think it kind of goes both ways, because if you look at guys that were drafted, like running backs, I mean, you look at, Dalvin Cook is all right. Sure, he got hurt, missed a couple of games there, but he's all right. But then you got guys like Kamara. He's been really good. Najee Harris, Austin Eckler, Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, all these guys were drafted in the top. DeAndre Swift. I guess he wasn't drafted that high, but like those are guys. And then you have, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, sure. But then Stephon Diggs been kind of disappointing. Calvin Ridley's been really disappointing. What about Allen Robinson? These other guys like AJ Brown has been really good. DK Metcalf has been all right. Justin Jefferson's been all right. But like, I think it's kind of a wash. Like, I think it's even, where if you hit on Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, like I feel like that you're doing really well. Where, middle round guys, if you hit on Cooper Kupp, Adam Thielen, like those guys are, I don't know. I think it's like, I don't think there's one strategy that works best than the other. The thing is, what it comes down to is when you draft, hopefully you draft players that don't get hurt. I think that's honestly what it comes down to. And you could say running backs get hurt more often, but I think an RB1, a true bell cow back, is like essential in fantasy football. I'm betting on Tua this week, but you think Taysom is the better start? Just feels risky? No, I like Tua. I would like Tua more. I know we're halfway through the season, but what's your strategy when drafting mostly running backs or wide receiver focus? Hey, I just feel like I answered that question. So yeah, I mean, my draft strategy going into this year, and it definitely has worked for me, is my number one target was DeAndre Swift. Literally have him on every single team. All right, so DeAndre Swift was my number one target, but going running backs very early, first and second round, going for guys like Austin Eckler. Really, my big guy in the first round was Aaron Jones, like Ezekiel Elliott, whichever one I could get one of those guys. And then in the next round would be Najee Harris, and I also liked Joe Mixon as well. I have Joe Mixon quite a bit, and I have Najee Harris in some of my leagues. So that strategy has worked. And then targeting middle round wide receivers. I mean, I have Cooper Kupp in some of my leagues. I have Adam Thielen in some of my leagues. I just think that's the best strategy. And then I like Jalen Hurts later in the draft, and I like Mike Gesicki. Those were my guys that I drafted later, and I have Mike Gesicki in a ton of leagues. Jalen Hurts in a bunch of leagues as well. To me, I just think that's the best draft strategy. You draft running backs early because running backs get hurt. But if you hit on the running backs, they're so valuable. Where your middle round wide receivers, like you see guys popping off all the time. I think that wide receivers there's so much depth at wide receiver position. So I think that's the best draft strategy. Then you target your tight end that has a lot of upside, that is proven this year. And then also you're looking for a quarterback that has a rushing potential. I think every single year that's going to be my draft strategy. It's worked this year. Can I drop OBJ? I think that OBJ's, yes, I do think so. My fourth round pick was Gus Edwards. Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate. You know what I mean? It's like if you draft early, that hurts. Jonathan Taylor, rest of the season ranking, honestly, I would say he's like RB3. I would say he's like, I would put him like RB3 range, yeah. Hey, man, hope you're doing well. What's up, Jerry? How you doing? Just made a trade. Let's hear it. Full point PPR. We got Christian Kirk or Hunter Henry. Is that Hunter Henry or Hunter Renfrow? Okay, Hunter Renfrow and flex. I would go with Hunter Renfrow. Why do your Monday Night Football one player left always hit? I don't know, man. This is true, MP. If you watch my if you follow me on TikTok, I always make like a Monday night down, the TikTok that everybody makes. But honestly, like every single time I make one of these things, those dudes hit. And I always pick like a random number. Some thought does go into it. But A lot of time I'm just trying to be crazy, but a lot of time it hits. I know this may be a dumb, but is Henry safe to drop? Do you think there's a chance? No, I think he's okay to drop. I think he's going to be out for season. Yeah. I don't think he's going to come back. The only way I think he comes back is like for the playoffs, if they make the playoffs. Or maybe like the last game of the season, but I think he's going to be out for season. Would you trade Mixon, Terry, and Hunt for Aaron Jones and DJ Moore? Honestly, no, I wouldn't do that, John. I would keep Mixon, Terry, and Hunt side. I meant Hunter Renfrow. Yeah, I would start him, Jerry. I traded Kamara for Eckler. Thoughts? I think that's all right. I mean, I think that's fine. I think it's pretty solid. I think both those guys are going to be right around each other for the rest of the season. With Eckler having the better quarterback situation, definitely. Freiermuth, Ingram, Arnold, Jared Cook. I would go out of all those guys right now. I have Dan Arnold ranked the highest. Now this can definitely change. Definitely these guys are like all in the same tier for me. So something to double check back on as we get closer to game day. I dropped Corey Davis, Melvin Gordon, and A.J. Dillon for Ayuk and Hunt. I mean, I think that's pretty solid. I probably would have kept A.J. Dillon, but yeah, the other guys I think. I mean, Melvin Gordon has actually been okay. Corey Davis I do think is droppable. I traded Kamara. Oh, no, I got that one. I traded Mixon and D-Hop for Cook and Higgins. My team is now Kyler, Kamara, Cook, Debo, CD, Higgins, Higbee. I think that's solid. Looks good, Tim. I like it. I had Derrick Henry, Rodgers, and Ruggs. Ooh, that's awful, RJ. Adam Scheffler just tweeted, Persis Tyler has been ratioed. Tyler's been ratioed all season. Update on CMC, very, very iffy it looks like for this weekend. Matt Rule said he's was very limited today. Should I start Saints defense if I have Cornell Patterson? My other option is putting DJ Moore in. No, I would. I think that's fine. Like, I think the Saints defense will be fine. I would just fire them up. Or I would go with the Patriots because it doesn't look like, I mean, really it'd be okay even if he was starting Sam Darnold. But it looks like P.J. Walker's going to start. Was last week with Kyle Pitts performing bad one-off? No, I would definitely keep him going forward, especially with Calvin Ridley going to be gone for the foreseeable future. I would definitely keep him. Carr Jones. I have to double check my rankings here. Carr is 2 spots higher than Jones. Hey, we got a $2 donation from Jeffrey. Yo, shout out to Jeffrey in chat. Thank you, Jeffrey, for the $2 donation. W's in chat for Jeffrey. Also, this is a great time for a quick plug, huh? Quick plug here. All right, so if you haven't already, do me a big favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it if you're over on YouTube. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. You get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So profile, link tree, YouTube channel. And if you're over on YouTube and you see these guys talking in chat, they have a badge, they have a green name tag. These guys are members. So if you appreciate what I do, consider signing up to be a member. It's low as $2.99. But the number one thing you get out of it is you get your questions answered 100% of the time. Those are the members in chat. I jumped into the name right every single time they ask a question. 100% get their questions answered. So consider signing up. There's different tiers, different things that you unlock. But the number one thing is you get your questions answered. Also, super chats are available. As you can see from Jeff, super chat, he gets his question answered. All right, so if CMC is out for this week, would you flex Michael Carter on Thursday Night Football or Hubbard on Sunday? I honestly would go with Michael Carter, as long as it's PPR, Seclan. Chargers 1.5 is easy money this week. I know. When I was looking at this stuff, I was like, what? They're minus 1.5 points. They're the underdogs here, or they're not the underdogs, but minus 1.5. Like, I just feel like that's so low. Like, I get it. The Eagles beat up on Detroit last week, but I mean, the Eagles, other than that, haven't looked that good this season. So I was like, that's a bit. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely take that. I would, if there's already a bet that I like this weekend, is the Chargers at minus 1.5. Give me the spread, the money line, whatever it may be. Give me all of that. Standard scoring, non-PPR. Ooh, okay. I probably would go with. I would still go with Carter though. Seclan. I would probably still go with Carter. Do we start Devontae Adams with Rodgers out? Yeah, I would still fire him up. Khalil Herbert or Ayuk? I would go with Khalil Herbert. There is a COVID outbreak in my fantasy team. Barkley, you better quarantine them all, MP. Tua or Hill at quarterback. Tua. Update on James Robinson. Seclan. I have their handcuffs. James Robinson. So with James Robinson, they said that he took a big step. So they want to see how he looks closer to this weekend. So he may play this weekend. Is Tyrod Taylor playing this week? I don't know if it's official or not, but I think he's gearing up to play. I think that they expected him to be back this week. So double check later in the week. What running back can I get for Marquis Brown? I would say like. I would try to trade him for like an Elijah Mitchell, maybe like something a little bit higher, maybe. I just say like a top 15 like RB, and that's how I kind of view him for the rest of the season. And I feel like you could probably get that trade done, like him, somebody else. I would definitely aim for something higher, like a DeAndre Swift, but I doubt you'll be able to get him or anything close to that, unless you're taking him in another piece. I'm 6-2, but my schedule is filled with really good teams. So what do I do? Keep winning. I mean, just keep firing away. After Henry's injury, my only healthy running back is Fournette. Hunt is my other injured running back. I traded Waller and Woods for Elijah Mitchell and James Robinson, my other wide receivers. Yeah, I think that's a really solid trade. I think that's really good, C-Dog. I picked up Jordan Howard, Hyde, and AP. Any solid at flex this week? If I had to start one, it would be AP. Unless you have James Robinson out, then I would fire up Carlos Hyde. Should I trade AB? If so, for who? I mean, it's really hard for me to say, but I would definitely try to trade him. I would wait until he has a really good week and then trade him. I mean, I've been telling people weeks ago to trade him. So what I would do is just wait for him to have a good week. Maybe he has one after this week. I just think his value is a little bit low right now. But I would try to trade him after he has a good week. Mixon and Henderson, rest of the season rankings. I would say both top 12 guys. I mean, exactly where. I would say Mixon's like RB in the RB7 is where I would say he's at. And then Henderson is more of like RB10 range, like RB8, like around there. Is like those guys I view as like back end RB1s with, volume. They're seeing really good volume, snap shares there. They're running routes. Everything looks good for them. So I think that there's top 5 potential with both of them. I'm so screwed this week. My best options to run are Stafford, Moss, Carr, Carter, DJ Moore, Emanuel Sanders, Kelsey, Chase Claypool, Steelers D. I don't think that's that bad. I don't think that's bad. I think that Emanuel Sanders is going to bounce back this week. I honestly do. Update on Barkley. Well, he has COVID, so has to pass 2 negative tests. So we'll have to see what happens. Tua or Wentz this week if Kyler doesn't go. Tua for me. Michael Carter or Carlos Hyde. If J-Rob is out, Michael Carter still. I have CD and Michael Carter. Got offered Chase Edmonds and Mike Williams. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that trade. No. AB for Pittman. Yeah, I would do that trade. Yes, I would want Pittman, the Pittman side. Zach Moss or Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders. I traded Hilaire, Higgins, and Buck Steve for DK. I think I took an L. Options, opinions. No, I think that's fine. I would have done that. Khalil Herbert, Khalil the GOAT Herbert or Elijah Mitchell. I would go with Elijah Mitchell. Although I do think that Herbert, I like Herbert this week. Don't get me wrong. Anytime a running back sees, he saw 25 touches last week. Love it. 5 bold predictions. Eckler is RB1 this week. Jerry Judy has 70 yards and a touchdown. Bengals and Panthers win. Kyler Murray scores 30 points. OBJ continues to be a weirdo. Well, that one's not that bold. That one's not that bold. The OBJ one. What if OBJ gets cut? That'd be crazy. Just crazy. Pittman, Landry, or Zach Moss. Seclan, I'll have mine. Don't worry. I've been looking into it for you already. Pittman, Landry, or Zach Moss. Pittman. I would go Pittman. Pittman or Woods? Pittman. Start Callaway or Mooney? I would go with Mooney. Colts or Dolphins defense, I would go with the Colts or Dolphins defense. The Colts defense, definitely. Start Bryan Edwards. It depends on your other options. Start Melvin Gordon or Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs for me. Should I start McNichols and trade McNichols and Gibson for Pittman? No, I wouldn't do that. Bateman or Sanders? I would go with that's Emmanuel Sanders, right? Emmanuel Sanders. How long do you think Ridley is out? I mean, I'm just going to be guessing. I have no idea, to be honest with you. I really have no clue how long he's going to be out for. Could be a couple weeks. I think that Lane Johnson, I think he had to step away, and his was like 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Maybe it's the whole season. I don't know. Herbert, Edmonds, Connor, Dewell, or AP at flex. I would go with Herbert, Khalil Herbert there. My team is Brady. No, actually, is that Darrell Williams? I'm assuming, yeah. Darrell Williams, I would go with Darrell Williams. My team, do I trade Mike Williams for Elijah Mitchell? If you need running back help, yeah. I honestly think Elijah Mitchell's a stud. Who is the best team in our league and why Team Ozai? I haven't looked at our team a whole lot. I haven't really looked at the teams. I'll look at them a little bit more, though. For you, Ozai, I'll look at them. Emmanuel Sanders or Melvin Gordon at flex. Emmanuel Sanders for me. I have Godwin, Justin Jefferson, DK, Mike Williams. Do I trade? Who do I trade, and what do I target? My running backs are Eckler, Najee, and my tight ends Cook and Knox. I mean, I would take like Knox and a wide receiver and just like upgrade, like a running back or something. I mean, it's really hard for me to say, but I traded Ridley for Tony because I didn't know he was coming back and I couldn't afford to not have him. I mean, if that's what I probably wouldn't have done that. I probably would have just held him. But if that's what you want to do, go for it. He might not come back this season. Jacoby Myers or Christian Kirk this week at flex. I would go with Christian Kirk. Michael Carter or Zach Moss. If it's PPR, give me Michael Carter. Standard scoring, I would go with Zach Moss. Colts or Cowboys defense? Thanks. Colts defense for me. Tannehill or Wentz? I would go with Carson Wentz. Who should I play? Michael Carter, Damian Harris, or Thielen? I would go with Adam Thielen there. I just traded Waller for Lockett. Did I take a W? I have Russell Wilson too. Traded Waller for Lockett. I mean, who's your tight end then that you're going to play now? I just traded Swift and Keenan Allen for Dalvin Cook and Diggs. W? Yeah, that's a W. I like that trade. My team is Brady, Cook, Mitchell, Debo, Keenan Allen, Waller, AJ Green. I lost Derrick Henry and Ruggs. Also, Rodgers is out this week, all on my team. My backups are starters. What do I do? Yeah, just keep fighting. Just keep fighting. I mean, losing Derrick Henry definitely sucks. You do have some solid players, though, that will make up for it. I mean, obviously not make up for Derrick Henry's production, but still solid. Would you trade Godwin and Mike Will for Debo and Brandon Cooks? Absolutely, yes. Start Jordan Love or Christian Kirk? Christian Kirk. And real quick, perfect time for a little plug. If you haven't already, do me a big favor. Smash that like button. We're at 11 likes. Let's get up to 20 likes. Get up to 20 likes. So smash that like button if you want to win your fantasy football matchups this week. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile. Go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So profile, link tree, YouTube channel. Come on over. Get your questions answered. Do I drop Mike Thomas off of my IR? Absolutely. Michael Thomas is officially out for season. Emmanuel Sanders and Pittman for Amari Cooper. No, I wouldn't do that. I may be late, but is OBJ off the Browns? Did he actually get released? I know that there was apparently rumors about it. I don't know if he actually got released. Yeah, so I don't think he... Yeah, I don't think he's actually been released yet. Maybe this is breaking news. I don't have it up. I don't have the notifications up. But it looks like OBJ could definitely be off of Cleveland right now. So, if I told you to drop him, don't drop him. If I told you to drop him, yesterday, maybe I told you earlier today. don't drop him because he could very well get cut, and then maybe he goes to a better situation, which I wonder where he would go. He'd have to go to waivers, right? If they cut him, would he go on waivers first? Is that how the NFL works? He gets placed on waivers, and then somebody can put in a claim for him. I think that's how it works, right? Christian Kirk, Kirk Cousins. Wait, Christian Kirk? Kirk Cousins. Oh, did I say? Oh, yeah. Go Kirk Cousins. Yeah, that's what I meant, Chris. Dawson Knox or Dalton Schultz? Dalton Schultz. Any Kyler injury update? No, I don't think he practiced, though. Should I start Kyle Pitts or Dalton Schultz? Kyle Pitts for me. Is Tyrod Taylor supposed to come back this week? I think he's coming back this week. Jordan Love comes in as a starter, 6 touchdowns, 4 to Devontae Adams. Yeah, you wish. If you were to trade between Godwin and Mike Will, who would you trade? One of them, I would trade Godwin. Should I do Derrick Henry and Calvin Ridley or keep them for the future? Thanks for these, by the way. They help so much. So if it's a redraft, like not a dynasty or anything like that, a keeper, definitely drop Chubb. Or not Chubb. That was Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's not going to come back. Now, Calvin Ridley, I would continue to hold on for a little bit with him. I don't know when he's going to come back, so I would hang on to him. Waivers for $8 million. Okay, so he'll be on the waivers for $8 million if he gets released. OBJ to the Raiders. OBJ to Pittsburgh saves Big Ben's career. Honestly, I wouldn't even want him in Pittsburgh. It'll be interesting to see where he goes if he does get cut. I mean, really, it would be nice to see him play. Could you imagine him like on Green Bay? What are some other good teams that it would be good for him? I'm trying to think here. Like, what's another good team? Like, some of these teams already have really good wide receiver cores. Like, oh, the Chiefs. The Chiefs, actually. But I really don't think that he would. Well, the Chiefs, actually, the record's not that. I think that a team like. You'll probably have a team like. I don't know. I don't know if like a team like Atlanta. Like, Atlanta would probably take a shot, I'd imagine, right? You think that they would take a shot, right? What about Jacksonville? I don't know if Jacksonville would take a shot. I don't know if the Dolphins would take a shot. Like, I just don't know if some of these bad teams would even take their shot on him. I don't know if they would want him on their team. You know what I mean? Baltimore, what is Baltimore's record right now? What are the standings? NFL standing. I just have like the overall. A conference standing or league, yeah, league. So I mean, these teams are gonna have the first shot. I really don't see like any of these teams. Maybe I don't know if the Detroit Lions would. Oh, maybe Seattle. No, they don't need them. The Jets. I don't know. Like, I don't know who would take their shot on them. That's lower on the totem pole here. Like, maybe the Colts? I don't know. OBJ to San Fran, but like, you think they would take their shot on him too? I don't know. Well, if he gets to the Raiders, like, he has to go through a decent amount of teams to get back to the Raiders. Where I feel like one of these teams, I think that Kansas City, I feel like Kansas City would definitely take their shot on him. I feel like Kansas City would try to sign him. Julio going to be questionable the whole season. I could have told you that from the very beginning. No, that's nothing new. Kansas City, I think, like, if he went to Kansas City, ooh. Marquis Brown or Judy? Marquis Brown. Should I still start Devontae Adams? Yeah, still fire up Devontae Adams. He'll be okay. Taysom Miller or Daniel Jones. If Murray can't go, Daniel Jones. Start Adams for sure, yeah. Fire him up. Like, still play him. It's okay. Marvin Jones or Devontae Parker. Devontae Parker. Sell high on Godwin. I would try to, honestly. OBJ to the Colts. I think that's a team that, like, I still think that they can make the playoffs and all that. So which they definitely can. I think that they have good pieces there. So I think that's a team that they're not like in a rebuilding stage. So they would want to win now. So he's a guy that could help them win now. Like some of these other teams are just like in rebuilding stages where I don't see them taking a shot. Like Detroit, I mean, I don't know. Like Dan Campbell might, like, I don't, they definitely need a wide receiver for sure. And I don't think Dan Campbell wants to continue to lose. So they honestly might, but I don't see the Dolphins, maybe the Dolphins too, because I think that Brian Flores' job is in major jeopardy. Needs a massive turnaround. It's not going to happen, but he's going to be fired. So, but like Houston, no, definitely not. I don't see Jacksonville doing it. The Washington football team, I don't think they do it. New York Giants, they just got too many mouths there. New York Jets, I don't think that they would do it. Seattle just has too many players. Maybe they do it. Maybe make him the third wide receiver, put Tyler Lockett in the flex. Like that would be. Could you imagine that? I don't know what their salary cap looks like though. Their cap situation, Seattle's, if they can do it. But could you imagine that? You got OBJ, DK on the edges, then Tyler Lockett working the slot. Like, ooh man, that would be nice. That would be, ooh. Solid. Marquis Brown or AB rest of the season. Marquis Brown. 7-11 for a wide receiver. 7-11 always open. Eagles for OBJ. I don't know like that either. Like I just feel like the Eagles are kind of like I think that the Eagles know that they're not very good. I don't know if they take a shot on them. You think CMC plays this week? No, I don't think so. I don't think. No, OBJ would need the block to go to the Niners. Yeah, I don't think he goes. I don't think the Niners would take him. I don't think they would put in a claim for him. I think if he clears these teams, the one team that would definitely put in a claim 100% would be the Chiefs. Like a lot of these teams are kind of iffy. I don't know if they would put in a claim for him, but I definitely do think that the Chiefs would put in a claim for him. Whoa, $10 donation from Rollins, 15. Yo, appreciate it. One of the biggest tips I've ever received. So appreciate one of the biggest donations I've ever received. So thank you for the $10 donation. W's in chat for Rollins there. Hey, W's in chat. All right, and let's see the question. Then at RB and then at wide receiver and deep at running back. Okay, so thin at wide receiver and deep at running back. Do I trade McLaurin and Damian Harris for Godwin and Waddle to add some wide receiver depth to my team, 12-team PPR? If not, what are some realistic trades with Damian Harris as trade bait? All right, so I wouldn't do that trade just because I don't see a massive difference between like McLaurin and Waddle, and then McLaurin and Godwin. I'd probably honestly rather have McLaurin. And then with Waddle, like I think with the other options coming back, Waddle's just not going to see that much. And his ADOT is really low right now. I don't really like Waddle a whole lot. He's more of just like a full point PPR kind of all right guy. What are some realistic trades? So I definitely think that you're on the right track of taking like Damian Harris and then like McLaurin. But I definitely think that you could get more for that. Like especially because I'm pretty sure Damian Harris just had 28 rushing attempts, or did he have how many rushing? I think it was 28 rushing attempts this past weekend. So he's really involved, and he also was first in the running backs and routes ran. So that's really good. So I would want, like, if I'm trading Damian Harris and somebody else, like I'm definitely targeting like I would say, let me look at my rankings real quick and give you some guys here that I would be trying to target. I would be trying to target like a guy like, so if you want to do that, honestly, like. I'll be targeting like who's somebody that you could probably get. I'll be targeting, if you want some wide receivers, I would be targeting guys like Deontay Johnson, Michael Pittman. I would be going for like a DJ Moore, and then you could probably you could work in like another piece, like a lower end lower end running back. Like those are guys that I would be targeting, and also try to target guys that have already had their bye weeks. That way you don't have to worry about the bye weeks. So target some of those guys and try to get some guys that have already had their bye weeks. Appreciate the $10 donation as well. Thank you. So this stream is fire though. Sub, they appreciate it, Sandy. Thank you. PPR, we got Michael Carter or Emanuel Sanders. At flex this week, appreciate it. I would go with Michael Carter. Packers could go for OBJ. They could, but I think they're too high. Yeah, like there's no way OBJ gets past all these teams. Like somebody's definitely going to claim him here. I don't see any way Green Bay gets him. No way. Someone in my league is looking for 2 wide receivers for Eckler. I have Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, Higgins, Bateman, and Gallup at wide receiver. I would try to do like Higgins and one of those. I would try to do Justin Jefferson and Higgins and see if you can get them NPR. I would try to do that. And you have Mike Williams too. I would definitely take 2 of your wide receivers. I would try everything though. I wouldn't give up AJ Brown. Like I would try really hard not to give up AJ Brown. Jones, Hendo, Javonte Williams, AJ Dillon, Elijah Mitchell at running back as well. I mean, that's really good. Your team's really solid, NPR. Your team looks really good. Tyler, Steve Spagnuolo needs to spend the Giants D that got called offside. A thank you card save this job. That's true. That is true. Honestly. That was, man, what a boneheaded decision or bonehead play that was. I mean, that's what really comes down. Like NFL games, kind of sometimes are decided by those little ticky-tacky things. Where I mean, he was definitely offsides, but just man, if he doesn't go offsides, how does that game turn out? You know? Would Jeremy McNichols be a good pickup since I couldn't get Adrian Peterson? Absolutely. I think Jeremy McNichols is the guy that you want in the backfield. If Saquon plays, what do you think he puts up? I think if Saquon plays and he's healthy, I think Saquon's going to be Saquon. Fire him up as I would say like a top 5 running back. Absolutely. Real quick, if you haven't already, do me a big favor, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Right now, there's 18 likes, but 35 people in here. Let's get up to 20. Let's get up to nearly 30. Come on, we can do it. If you want to win your fantasy football matchups this week, some good karma is going to be smashing that like button. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. And if you're over on TikTok right now, if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. Honestly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the live stream over on TikTok and just reboot it. So, yeah. And if you haven't already, if you're not, totally fine. But maybe you like what I do here. You appreciate the stream, all that kind of stuff. Consider signing up to be a member, because what happens on game days, like tomorrow, it's going to be really busy. There's going to be a bunch of questions being asked. I can't answer all the questions. There's just too many questions to answer. But number one thing that you can do is sign up to be a member. They 100% get their questions answered. Oh, thank you, MP. Thank you. Jeez, what is up with this? But you get your questions answered 100% of the time, as low as $2.99. You can sign up to be a member. You get your questions answered. So sign up to be a member. Also, super chats are available to make sure that your questions get answered. Finally got to delete a message. There we go, MP. Using those mod skills. I just made the trade. Mike Williams for Elijah Mitchell. I think that's honestly solid. Jacobs or Edmonds this week. I would go with Josh Jacobs. He's higher. How many targets and or points should a wide receiver flex be getting weekly? Mike Williams is in my flex in a 10 team. I mean, I think that's really good if he's in your flex. I would say like a realistic flex, hoping to get I would say 10 points, like 8 to 10 points a week. But with him in your flex, you definitely get more. Start Jerry Judy or Lockett. I would go, well, Lockett's on bye, so Jerry Judy. Should I trade or should I try to, who should I try to target for Godwin? I mean, it's really hard for me to say who exactly, but if you're trying to trade Godwin, the best thing, my best piece of advice is just taking Godwin and another piece that you want to kind of trade to, or just include somebody else and try to get a better, wide receiver, upgrade at wide receiver, be targeting a running back. It's really hard for me to say who exactly though. Every league's different, scoring's different, players value players differently, but just send out trades. Trade David Johnson for Zach Ertz. Yeah, I would do that. Did I F up? 8-man PPR. I have Jones and Saquon. I traded away Zeke and Evans for Cooper Kupp. No, I don't think so. I probably would have kept Zeke, but I mean, Cooper Kupp looks, we thought Derrick Henry was on another level, which he was. But Cooper Kupp's on another level right now in this offense. Cooper Kupp looks so good. Devontae is my flex. Look at MP flexing. He thinks he's good, huh? Khalil Herbert and Michael Carter. Myles Gaskin start 2. I would go with Myles Gaskin and Michael Carter. Javonte Williams, Tajay Sharp, or Bryan Edwards at flex. Oof. I would go with Bryan Edwards now. Mike Williams this week have higher upside than Keenan Allen? Yeah, I think so. Should I trade Dalvin for Swift and Mixon? Absolutely. If you're getting Swift and Mixon, hurry up and press accept. Javonte, Latavius, Singletary, or Ty Johnson with Swift on bye. I would go with out of all of them, I have Javonte the highest. But it's close between him, Singletary, Ty Johnson. Those are guys I would want to play. Mike Williams, Devontae Parker, Jamar Chase, Brandon Cooks, 10-team PPR. Mike Williams, Devontae Parker, Jamar Chase, Brandon Cooks. Start 3. Okay. So I would go with Mike Williams, Brandon Cooks, Jamar Chase. Would you trade Michael Pittman and CEH for Darrell Henderson? Yeah, I would do that. I just traded Godwin for Pitts. WRL. W. Cooper Kupp is always open. He's always open. Always. Hey, boss, man. What's up? What's up, Robert? Emanuel Sanders, Damian Harris, or Zach Moss, full point PPR. Give me Damian Harris. I want to say Emanuel Sanders, though. I really do, but Damian Harris. Javonte, Latavius, Singletary, Ty Johnson. I already got that one. Rest of the season, thoughts on Mike Williams? I think Mike Williams, hey, he's going to be, I would say maybe like a high-end wide receiver 1, back-end wide receiver, or high-end wide receiver 2, back-end wide receiver 1. Greetings from Germany, my guy. What's up from Germany? Please give me 2 out of the 3 as flex and half-point PPR. We got McNichols, Booker, Bateman. I would go with McNichols and Booker as long as Saquon doesn't play this week, which it looks unlikely. Start 3, we got Diggs, Chase, Adams, Cooks, PPR. I would go with Diggs, Chase, Adams. Man, I got Swift, Derrick Henry, and Kareem Hunt on my team, and my waiver wire is last. I'm gonna you're gonna be okay. It's all right. You're gonna win this week. Don't worry. Kyler Murray, McNichols, Ridley for Brady and Swift. Yeah, I would do that. Absolutely. Zach Moss or Pollard. Zach Moss. Will Josh Allen keep spreading the ball around, and will it decrease Diggs' value? I mean, we're now in week 9. Like, this is definitely the trend, right? If something's been going on this long, to think that it's going to change unless there's like a significant like injury or something, it's not going to change. This is what the offense is going to look like, unfortunately. Is Saquon going to start this week? I don't think so. Should I do this trade Claypool and Elijah Mitchell for Swift? Yeah, I would do that. Should I trade Lamar Jackson for Kelsey and CeeDee Lamb? Kelsey and CeeDee Lamb. Should I trade Lamar Jackson for Kelsey and CeeDee Lamb? Yeah, I would do that. Absolutely. I don't know why I had to think about that for so long. But definitely I would do that. Should I trade Lamar Jackson for Kelsey and CeeDee? No, I already got that one. Kittle and Emanuel Sanders for Brandon Cooks. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that you could probably get a little. I'd probably do it though, but I feel like you could probably get a little bit better, to be honest with you. Who should I pick up for my waiver quarterback this week? Wentz or risk it with Runner Fields? No, I would love Taysom Hill. No, I would honestly go with. I would go with Wentz. I think that Wentz is going to be solid for you. I would pick him up and fire him up. Pick 2, we got DJ Moore, Emmanuel Sanders, Julio Jones, Devontae Williams, Adrian Peterson, Devontae Booker if Saquon is out. So if Saquon is out, give me Devontae Booker, and I would go with DJ Moore. If Saquon plays, then it's going to be DJ Moore and Emmanuel Sanders. Will Monty be a bell cow when he comes back? Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be a bell cow back. I think that Khalil Herbert's going to be involved in this offense. Trade Booker for Saquon. I got Carter, Taylor, Robinson, and CMC. Absolutely. Huh? Somebody, like, you're trading away Booker for Saquon? Yeah. If Saquon won't play, do I start Gaskin or Boston Scott? Gaskin for me. Kenyon Drake or Tony Pollard? Kenyon Drake. Mahomes on bye, week 12. Should I roster a quarterback now or wait? If it's a one quarterback league, just wait. Who's better for the rest of the season, Damian Harris or Elijah Mitchell? I would still go with Damian Harris, and here's why. Because he's actually running routes, where Elijah Mitchell is not running routes right now. Wait, should I trade Diggs? I mean, I would try to. Jarvis Landry or Hollywood? I would want, for this week, Hollywood. God bless. Yo, appreciate it. Thank you, Sandy. Should I trade Aaron Jones and Diggs for CMC? No, I wouldn't. I have Andrews and Ertz. Don't really need Kittle. We're in a 3 wide receiver league. I have Hill and Moore, so I like, okay, do it. Go ahead. Yeah, do that. I think Wentz, the least risky 2. Thanks, King. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. When the fantasy season is over, what do you think you'll do? All right, so when the season's over, these are my plans. I'll be honest with you. I have a lot of ideas of things that I want to do. And it's probably going to change as we get closer multiple times. But, like, some things that I definitely want to do is I want to do Dynasty, like, get bigger in Dynasty, focus on Dynasty a little bit more. I also want to create, I need to get bigger in DFS because I think that sports betting, as it starts to be legal in other states, like sports betting is going to absolutely take off. So I need to get more into sports betting, your DFS, your player props, spreads, all that kind of stuff. And I need to build my own model. All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to, one of the guys, Josh Larkey, he teaches a coding course. I'm probably going to take that and I'm going to build my own like optimizer and stuff like that. And that's my big plans for the summer. I'm going to try, or for this off season, I want to be very busy and do a lot of different things. I want to be able to create my own product, to be able to sell my own product, maybe write my own book, a fantasy football book, just a short little one, create a crash course on fantasy football, that kind of stuff. Just there's so many different ideas that I have right now, and I'm not totally sure which direction I want to go in. But the couple things that I definitely want to do, I want to focus on sports betting, get more into sports betting, put more of an emphasis on sports betting. I also want to do more in terms of dynasty, super flex, and auction drafts. That's what I really want to do. Hold or trade Waller? Hold on. I would hold him. Should I start Landry or Devontae Parker? Devontae Parker. Trade Eckler and Hill for McLaurin and Aaron Jones and Cooks or Saquon. So Eckler and Hill for McLaurin, Aaron Jones, and Cooks. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if that's what it is, if I'm getting like McLaurin, Aaron Jones, and either Cooks or Saquon, I would want Cooks. Tyler, if I win our league, can I be goated like Uzi? What do you mean, goated like Uzi? Is Uzi goated? How's he goated? Great ideas. You have to get in touch with some NFL players to do. Oh, that is something I want to do too. Honestly, what I want to do is also have like a series where I start. I interview like other fantasy experts. Like try to get like Mason Dodd on. Talk to Nick Ercolano. See if I can get like Matthew Berry, like those kind of guys on and talk to them. So what I really need to do, and I need to get a better job right now. Like I need to get back into the groove where I'm kind of slipping a little bit here because I'm kind of getting like stuck in this routine of doing the same stuff every single day in terms of fantasy football videos. But I really need to like just continue to punch through and get this stuff out because I want to grow this channel to get to, I hope, to be at around 10,000 by the end of the season. It's definitely lofty. I'm at 3,000 right now, but I'm like consistently growing around 1,000 subscribers by each month right now. So I think if I really focus and put a lot of emphasis into it, I could definitely get up to like 2,000 subscribers by each month, but I really, really need to try hard. So I need to do that. Tua or Carr? I would go with Tua. Jalen Waddle or T. Higgins? I would go with Jalen Waddle or T. Higgins. T. Higgins. I had to think about that. Do I trade Dalvin Cook for Kamara? I'd want Dalvin Cook. Start Mike White or Fields this week? I would roll with Fields. Would Diggs for Hollywood be a good trade? Diggs for Hollywood. I'd rather have Diggs, personally. Myers, Devontae Smith, Ayuk, Bateman, start 1. I would go with, I'm still going to fire up. Honestly, I'm still going to fire up Devontae Smith. Just saw a TikTok saying that Justin Jefferson, Mike Williams are the sits this week. Your opinions? I mean, no, I don't think that they're sits. I mean, like, who in their right mind is going to be sitting Justin Jefferson? Like some of the stuff that's on TikTok is just absolutely ridiculous. Nobody's going to be sitting Justin Jefferson. Come on. You can't be sitting him. If Julio's out again, do I drop or hold? I would hold on to him just because Derrick Henry is out for the season. So I think that they're going to have to pass the ball a little bit more. Why Cook over Kamara? Because I think with Kamara now, like if Jameis Winston was still the quarterback, I would love him. But with Taysom Hill going to probably take over to be the quarterback, I just think that Taysom Hill is going to be evolved around the goal line, and it's going to limit his upside. So Love or Bortles worth the pickup with Rodgers out? Oh, okay. Love or Bortles? No, unless you're in like a 2-quarterback super flex league, Love, because they said that he's going to be a starting quarterback. To be honest, you don't need to post more. You just post more things people want to see, like rankings, rest of the season, player outlooks. Yeah, no, honestly, well, that's the thing. I want to do like I see people doing it a lot, which I want to do, like the tier rankings, like your S tier rankings, like what I call is like the video game rankings. I always see that in video game videos where they do the rankings based off the tiers. So that's something that I want to do, and I'm going to probably do that tonight. I'm going to work on that, getting it tonight. Why is it to be expected? What is expected to be from Adrian Peterson? I just think that he's going to be like a between the tackles kind of runner, going to be a plotter out there. I don't expect a whole lot, to be honest with you, unless he falls into the end zone, saves his fantasy day, unless you're probably going to be looking at like 4 or 5 points a week from him, unless he scores a touchdown. DJ Moore, Emanuel Sanders, Hunter Renfrow, Javonte Williams, Adrian Peterson, Devontae Booker. If Shepard is out, I changed it a little bit because I forgot I traded Julio. So, okay, I would still go with Devontae Booker if Saquon is out. And then DJ Moore. If he plays, I would go with DJ Moore, and I would go with Emmanuel Sanders. Yo, just got back from school. What up, Uzi? How you doing? Judy or Jacoby Myers in the flex this week? Judy. Should I give up A.J. Brown for Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, half point PPR? No. Okay, guys, here's my thought. All right, I know that A.J. Brown is going to be very, very expensive to get right now. Very expensive. But I'm going to say this right now. Go out, try to get A.J. Brown. And here's my reasoning. Maybe it might be better next week because he might struggle this week against the Rams. And if he struggles, that could be a very good thing for you to buy low next week. But if he doesn't struggle, you're never going to have an opportunity to try to get A.J. Brown, all right? And I think that it's going to be very, very difficult to get A.J. Brown, but you pay up for him, and here's why. We see what Cooper Kupp's doing right now, okay? I think that there's a real possibility that you start to see A.J. Brown be putting up Cooper Kupp numbers because this team needs to throw the ball. Their defense is not very good. They're going to have to throw the ball, especially with Derrick Henry out. You could see A.J. Brown start to put up Cooper Kupp numbers right now. So go out and try to get A.J. Brown. It's okay to overpay for him. You're going to have to overpay for him, but that's fine. Go out and try to get A.J. Brown. I'm telling you right now that there's a very good possibility he's going to be on a lot of league-winning teams this year. Yo, MP coming in clutch. How do I ban this person from chat is what I want to know. I'm not very good at... All right, I reported it. What I want to do is just completely remove this person from chat. I reported them, so we'll see what happens. All right, Cornell Patterson or Boston Scott? Cornell Patterson. Wentz, Jones, or White for QB? I would go Wentz. Should I give A.J. Brown for Keenan Allen? No, I wouldn't do that. Tua or Carr? Tua. Another idea you should do in real life football video where you show off the potential NFL Star League. What do you mean? You should do a IRL football video where you show off the potential NFL Star League. What do you mean by that? I ban. Hey, MP using those, mod skills. What's up, MP? Tyler, it would be fun if you did a live stream where okay, I could definitely do that. Yeah. I'll definitely do that. The guy that said Thielen is out targeting him in TikTok and Mike Williams, his targets are going down too. All right, so here's my thing with okay. So if you last week you had Justin Jefferson get a little bit banged up. So last week, yes, he did out target him. But prior to that, you had the game right before the bye week where Adam Thielen was really good, but Justin Jefferson was good too. Prior to that, no, that's The dude's incorrect because prior to that he was completely fine. So I disagree with that take. I think Thielen is really good too, but I'd still fire out Justin Jefferson. Was it smart to trade Mahomes for Dak? Honestly, at this point, the Chiefs don't look good. The Chiefs don't look good right now. So yeah, honestly, I do think so. Should I trade away DJ Moore for AJ Brown? And Dak has already had his bye week, so that's really good. Should I trade away DJ Moore for AJ Brown? 100% if you're getting AJ Brown. Jeez, I was saying you should trade or should do a IRL football video. Like, what do you mean by IRL football video? Like of me. What do you mean by that? Like me actually playing football? Like, what do you mean by that? Come on, man. You can't be saying that in chat. All right. Just offered McLaurin, Aaron Jones, Brandon Cooks for Tyreek Hill and Eckler. I like it and hate it. So, got offered McLaurin, Aaron Jones, Brandon Cooks for Tyreek Hill and Eckler. I would keep the Hill and Eckler side personally. And if you're over on TikTok right now, real quick, a quick little plug here because I haven't done one in a little bit here. So, quick little plug. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video. Like the YouTube video. If you're over on YouTube, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already subscribed. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile. Go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So profile, link tree, YouTube channel. Come on over. Get your questions answered. All right. Any trade? Let's see. Just got offered McLaurin. Okay. Any trade for the Cowboy players equals automatic dub. Oh, Ozai out here. What a homer. He's a bigger homer than I am for the Steelers. Ozai is a big homer. Although Big Ben, he's going to win the MVP. Should I try to trade Keenan Allen for AJ Brown? I mean, I don't think they'd accept it, but I would definitely send it. Full send. Pick 3. We got Devontae, AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, Diggs. Devontae, AJ Brown, Jamar Chase. Should I trade Khalil? Actually, I would go with I moved Devontae Adams down to my rankings this week. I still like Devontae Adams, but I'm definitely moving him down to my rankings. So I would go with AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, Diggs, because those are really solid options. But still, Devontae Adams is a top 12 wide receiver for me. Should I trade Khalil Herbert and Waddle for Lamar? Absolutely, I would do that. Let me see. What was the question? Ask the question again, classy, but don't say that stuff. AB or Cooper? Cooper. I have Kupp and D. Adams at wide receiver. Would you trade Adams for AJ Brown? No, I want to trade Devontae Adams. Now, that's craziness. That I wouldn't do. I know that I just said he could put up Cooper Kupp numbers, which is ridiculous. But I still think that Devontae Adams is really one of the... Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams are the only two guys that I can see really challenging Cooper Kupp, and now I think that AJ Brown's going to be in that conversation now. But I wouldn't trade one of those guys. I wouldn't trade him. Come on, Tyler, join the dark side. No way, man. Edmonds or Jeremy McNichols? I would go with Edmonds, Chase Edmonds there. Big Ben wins MVP in the retirement league. Yo, come on, bro. Chill with that, MP. Big Ben's going to win the MVP of the National Football League once the Steelers go undefeated for the rest of the season and then go on to win the Super Bowl, all right? All right? You heard it here first. Pick 2, we got Jamison Crowder, Jeremy McNichols, Allen Robinson, Van Jefferson, Brian Edwards. Oof. Sports guy, that's rough. I would go with Jamison Crowder if Corey Davis is out, and I would go with Jeremy McNichols. Pitts or Goddard this week? Pitts. I want to trade Gaskin and Mike Evans. Who should I target? Wide receiver, running back? I mean, it's really hard to say. But I would be targeting running back for sure. Who exactly? It's hard. Just send out trade offers that you like. Always be sending out trade offers. Is Mixon for Jefferson good? Yeah. I mean, I'd rather have Mixon personally, but I think that's an alright trade. Pitts, Mitchell, Devontae Smith, Cole Beasley at flex. I would go with who to go at flex? I would go with Elijah Mitchell there. Toxic. Elijah Mitchell. All right. So how long has this been? A little bit over an hour. That's how long this stream. I'm going to go live for a little bit longer here, and then I'm going to hop off. I'll be live later tonight as well. What do we do with Kelsey? I just keep him. I mean, here's the thing, guys. Okay, I could have told you this. Unfortunately, don't draft Travis Kelsey in the first round. Maybe you draft him in the second round. Still, I think it's a little bit too early to be drafting a tight end. Just be targeting your running backs in the first 2 rounds. I know that running backs get hurt. You could have drafted, say, Derrick Henry or somebody like that, CMC, but I would have been targeting the other positions personally. 23 minutes ago, Saints and Raiders are both interested in OBJ. Saints and Raiders. So if we look at the standings here, did OBJ get released? Is he officially released? Browns allowing him to sign after mispractice. Told OBJ plans to play Sunday. Worst draft decision I made this year, drafting Woods over Cup. I think a lot of people did it. I mean, me personally, I liked Woods over Cup, to be honest with you, too. Thankfully, in a couple of my leagues, though, Cup fell at a point that I like to take him, and I took him, and he's been working out, all right? It's been really working out. 1 league, actually 2 leagues, I did the same exact thing because I had, in my rankings, I printed them out, and at the very, very top, I had Tyler Lockett there, and then a couple spots beneath him was Cooper Kupp, and I always forgot to look at Tyler Lockett and always looked at Cooper Kupp instead, like as my best available, and I picked him 2 times in 2 leagues because of that. Hey, trust the process, you know what I mean? Trust the process. So, do you love your fans? Absolutely, I love all my fans out there. Released from practice. Okay, so he hasn't officially been released from the team. Said he cut contact with head coach Stefanski. Not looking good. Okay, so if OBJ does get cut, like it comes down to who wants him. I just don't see him getting to the Raiders. Like I just think that a team before them, like okay, so the 2 teams that expressed interest in him, the Saints and the Raiders. I just think that one of these teams takes a shot on him before that. Like, I think Kansas City would take a shot on him. Maybe the Colts would take a shot on him. I just feel like one of these teams that thinks that they're a contender before those 2 teams would take a shot on him. Is CMC playing? I don't think so. I was once offered Darrell Henderson and Pittman for D-Hop and James Robinson. Yeah, that's yo. I don't think that's that bad of a trade, to be honest with you. I think that's okay. I made some boneheaded trades this year as well. Like, I don't think that's bad of a trade. CMC for Aaron Jones and Saquon. Yeah, I would do that. If I'm getting Aaron Jones and Saquon side, yes. Melvin Gordon or Jerry Judy and flex, I would go with Jerry Judy. Is Elijah Mitchell going to be good for the rest of the season? Seems like he relies on 130 yards to have a good fantasy day. No, he'll be good. Because here's the thing about Elijah Mitchell. He plays for the San Francisco 49ers. This is one of the better running teams in the NFL that has a really good system for running the football. This team obviously likes him. And if there's a chance, okay, he hasn't done it yet, but if he is able to play on third downs, like, dude becomes an RB1. If he plays third down, he's an RB1. That's the only thing that's holding him back from being an RB1 right now. If he plays on third down, RB1 season for Elijah Mitchell. I mean, I once was offered getting Kupp, Henderson, and Pittman for D-Hop. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's rough. Hey, it is what it is. Like, yeah, I mean, trades, stuff happens, it's fantasy football. It doesn't always work out as you hope. So it's, not much you can do there. Is Eckler for CMC and Waddle good? I would do that trade probably. I'd probably keep Eckler, to be honest with you, Uzi. I would keep him. What should I do with DJ Moore? I would hang on to him. Right now. If you can get a good trade for him, I would try to trade him. Because Sam Darnold looks terrible. Should I pick up Robbie Anderson? No, I think he belongs deep in the waiver wire. Don't pick him up. Adams for AJ Brown / Michael Carter. I probably would do that, yeah. Kelsey and Darrell Henderson for Waller, Aaron Jones, T. Higgins, W or L. Kelsey and Darrell Henderson for Waller, Aaron Jones, and T. Higgins. I probably would do that, Luke. Yeah, that's really close. I probably would. I just traded Kittle and Sanders for Ty and Ty for Brandon Cooks and Ayuk. Do it up, Scott. Do it up. Lockett and Mike Williams for Elijah Mitchell and Woods. No, I would keep Lockett and Mike Williams. Do I start AJ Dillon or Ty Johnson? I would go with Ty Johnson. Here we go. It says he was released from practice by Coach Stefanski, and now he's cut contact from the team, but is still playing to play Sunday. That's pretty funny. So he's officially cut from the team, but it cuts contact with the team, or he's officially cut from practice, told to go home, cuts contact with the team, and then says, you know what, guys, hold my beer. I'm going to show up to the game on Sunday and play for you guys. Even though I just cut contact with you, I'm probably going to, he's probably going to go down there and, what did he do the one time? Like, kick the field goal post or like throw it or something like that? No, not the field goal post, the kicking net or something. Didn't he do that one year, or like punched it or something stupid? Odell is such a baby. But some team's going to take a chance if he gets cut. I traded McLaurin and AB for D-Hop. That's not bad. I probably would have kept the other side, but I mean, it's all right. How come some people are saying sell on Godwin, or is it sell high thing? I think a sell high thing is what they're saying, Ozai, yeah. Do I trade, or do I start Saquon this week? If he plays, yes. I don't think he's going to play this week. Should I bench Barkley for CMC? Should I trade Barkley for CMC? I'm 6-2. Yeah, I would do that. Should I trade? Yeah, I would do that. Agnew or Devontae Harris? I would go with Agnew. At least he's seeing production right now. Is Devontae Parker a solid starter this week? Absolutely. Yes, I like him this week. And this feels like a great time for punch the kick. Yeah, he punched it. Yeah. Like, come on, man. All right. Feels like a great time for a little plug here. So if you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button. If you're over on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel where you have a better chance of getting your questions answered. If you want your questions answered, click on my profile in the description. In my description, you're going to see my link tree. Click on the link tree over to the YouTube channel. Come on over. Get your questions answered. Picking goalpost OBJ. Yeah, right. Ty Johnson or Kenyon Drake? I would go with Ty Johnson, as long as it's PPR. Marvin Jones or Corey Davis? I don't think Corey Davis plays this week, so Marvin Jones. And even if Corey Davis does play, Marvin Jones for me. Emanuel Sanders versus Devontae Parker. Devontae Parker. Who should I try to get for Julio Jones? I don't think that you're going to get a whole lot. Honestly, I would just keep him at this point. See what happens with Derrick Henry being out for season. Start Gordon or Scott? I would go with Melvin Gordon. Darren Waller, Robert Woods, or T. Higgins for flex. For me, I would go with Darren Waller. Ty Johnson and Kenyon Drake. Ty Johnson as long as it's PPR. Should I trade Swift for Henry? Absolutely. Or wait, Swift for Henry? You're getting Henry? Well, Henry's out for season. Unless this is like a dynasty? No, I'd rather keep Swift. Who do I trade DeAndre Hopkins for? It's really hard for me to say, but if you don't want him on your team, definitely be sending out trade offers. Just keep sending out trade offers. Pick two. We got Sutton, Higgins, Ayuk. Sutton and Higgins for me. Jerry Judy, Tony, or Corey Davis. Jerry Judy, and I would go with Tony. I don't think that Corey Davis plays this week. The Crypto Kid traded Brandon Cooks and Zeke for Burrow, Pittman, Deontay Johnson. Good trade. I'd rather keep Zeke's side personally. Is Sterling Shepard droppable if you can pick up like Tyler Boyd? Yeah, I mean, I think Sterling Shepard's going to be out for a couple weeks. And that's the issue with Sterling Shepard. When he plays, he's good, but he's always hurt. So, yeah, you can drop him. Tyler Boyd or Jacoby Myers? Jacoby Myers. Allen and Kelsey for Adams and Kittle? I would do that, yes. Do I keep Debo or try to trade him? Keep him. Is Kittle a must start first week back? Depends on your other options. I lost Henry, but I have Swift, Woods, Chase, and Tyreek. What should I do to get a better running back this week? I mean, who are try to pick some up, I guess. But if you need to trade somebody, I mean, go ahead and try to trade somebody. But who are your other options? Do I keep Debo or try to trade him? Keep him. Chubb and Diggs for JT and Marquis Brown, W. Yeah, I like that trade. Tony or Bateman this week? Tony. Pick 2, Andrews, Gesicki, and Myers. I would go with Andrews and Gesicki. I traded Amari Cooper, and Marquise Brown to get Justin Jefferson, half-point PPR. I already have A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, W or L. I think I probably would have stuck with the other side, but I think it's all right. It's an upgrade. What running back should I trade D-Hop or Jamar for? So Jamar Chase, I think that you have a better shot of getting a top-tier running back. Try to get I'd say a DeAndre Swift, Darrell Henderson type of guy. Joe Mixon. Same for Mike Williams. Mike Williams, I would be targeting somebody like that, somebody in that range. Nick Chubb. Elijah Mitchell or Cornell Patterson. As long as it's PPR, I would go with Cordell. Otherwise, Elijah Mitchell. Tyler, trade me Jamar Chase for Deontay so you can finally have your Pittsburgh player. No way. Maybe I could trade you something for Deontay and somebody else, maybe. Trade away Mike Williams and Kelsey. They've been costing me weeks lately. I wouldn't trade them away. I would hang on to them. Hunter Henry or Tyler Higbee? Tyler Higbee for me. Should I trade Mike Davis, Dak, and Lockett for Lamar, CD, and Elijah Mitchell? Yeah, I would do that. Yes, 100% I would do that. Absolutely. Start Amari Cooper or Brandon Cooks this week. I would go with Brandon Cooks. Actually, no. I need to double check that. I think it's actually Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, he's one spot ahead. Yeah, ahead of Brandon Cooks. So it's literally a toss-up. I would go with, I guess my rankings say Amari Cooper. CD and Lockett for Lamar, Waddle, and AB. No, I would keep CD. Unless you're absolutely desperate at your quarterback, but I would just keep the other guys. Terrell Williams, Gaskin, or Herbert for flex. I would go with Gaskin there. I traded D-Hop and Parker for A.J. Brown. How'd I do? Love it. Love the trade. Traded Dearness Johnson and Kittle for Hawkinson. Love it. Henderson, Moore, and Renfro for Elijah Mitchell and Devontae Adams. I love it. Yeah, no, that's really good trade, Darth. Bryce, should I trade Antonio Gibson for Marquise Brown? 100%. Renfro, good flex play this week? Yes, he is. Henderson for Amari Cooper and Patterson? I would do that trade, yeah. Did you hear the full details about Ruggs? Yes, I did. Yeah, double the legal limit, 156 miles per hour. Yeah, absolutely stupid. And I said it yesterday. Incredibly selfish decision by Henry Ruggs to do that. Unfortunately, somebody lost their life, and it was stupid. Just stupid. Traded Henry and D-Hop for Jonathan Taylor and A.J. Brown. Thoughts? Love it. Absolutely love it. Diggs and Chubb for JT and Marquise Brown. Diggs and Chubb for JT and Marquise Brown. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Robert Woods for Parker and Pitts. Absolutely. Yes. Full point PPR, 14-team league. We got RBs are Eckler, Mitchell, Mike Davis, and McNichols. Wide receivers are Waddle, Bateman, and Ridley. Trade ideas? I would try to keep it. Maybe try to trade Ridley. If you don't think he's going to come back this season, try to trade him in another piece and see if somebody thinks that maybe he's going to come back and take the risk. It's something that I would consider doing. Should I trade Jamar for Cordell Patterson and Mike Evans? If you need some depth, yeah. If you need some players to start, yeah. But otherwise, I would just keep him. I have Devontae Adams and got sent him for DK and D-Hop. Should I do it? Him for DK and D-Hop? I would probably do that, yeah. Who should I start? A.J. Brown for my other wide receivers are Keenan Allen and Shenault. Do I trade A.J. Brown for... Who do I trade A.J. Brown for? No, I would keep him. Keep A.J. Brown. Thoughts on Austin Eckler at RB1? He could finish his RB1 this season, definitely. As long as he doesn't get hurt. Mike Williams or Cooper? Mike Williams. And real quick, this feels like another perfect time to do a little plug. If you haven't already, do me a big favor, smash that like button. If you're over on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So profile, link tree, YouTube channel. Come on over, get your questions answered. And if you're over on YouTube, if you're on YouTube right now, and you want your questions answered, believe me, I'm trying to answer everybody's questions. But if you want your questions answered 100%, you'll see guys in chat. They sign up to be a member right there. Michael Ryan, right on cue. Michael Ryan is a member in chat. He has the green name tag. He also has a little badge next to his name. He 100% gets his questions answered every single time. I jump to his questions. So sign up to be a member. It's $2.99. That's all you got to pay to sign up to be a member. You get your questions answered every single time you ask, 100% of the time. So it works 60% every time, whatever that quote is. Lost Henry after trading for him. Also, super chats are available. Lost Henry after trading for him before week 8. I have Harris, Jacobs, Herbert, Monty left. How am I looking? All right, it's not bad. As long as you have, is that Najee Harris or Damian Harris? If that's Najee Harris, you're still looking fine. It's still good. Garoppolo or Love? I would go with Garoppolo. Herbert or Beasley? I would go with Herbert. Unless it's full point PPR, then Beasley. J-Rob and DK for Kamara and Higgins? Yeah, I would do that trade. Oh, members rise up. Yeah, members rise up. Let's get it. Swift and Waller for Chase? I'd rather have Swift and Waller side. Herbert or Beasley for flex. Once again, if it's full point PPR, give me Beasley. Otherwise, Herbert. I traded Dalvin and Ridley for Eckler and Cooks. Is that a dub? Dalvin and Ridley? Yes, that's a W. Damian. Okay, it's Damian. All right, so it's not the best, but it's okay because Damian Harris will be a solid RB2. Josh Jacobs, RB2. Herbert, RB2 as well. Like, these guys are all right. I would try to get an RB1 if you can, but if you're sitting there, you don't have a whole lot to offer. Just keep plugging away. Keep plugging away. Play the waiver wire. Godwin or Cooper? Cooper. You like Michael Carter this week? I do like him, especially with Mike White starting. Yes. Antonio Gibson for Elijah Mitchell? I would want Elijah Mitchell, to be honest with you. Should I start A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, Deebo Samuel, or Deontay Johnson? Pick 3. I would go with A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, and Deebo. At point PPR, we got Boyd, Renfro, or Scott. Renfro. Pitts, Cooks, or Marquis Brown at flex. I would go with Marquis Brown. We starting Javonte over Carter this week? No, I'm starting Carter this week. I don't like the matchup for Carter, but I like what's going on, his usage right now. I'm firing up Michael Carter this week. Gibson and Boyd for Kareem Hunt, who wins. I'd rather have the Gibson side just because he's healthy-ish. And Kamara or Hunt, we don't know when he's going to come back. Carson, Wentz, or Dak? Dak. Who are some sleepers for this week? I mean, some sleepers would be like, in terms of plays, I would say like the Raiders wide receivers right now are decent. Let me see here. I think that all Dolphins players this week, I really like all the Dolphins players this week. Thoughts on Derek Gore? I mean, it's all right. Like, I wouldn't be like adding him right now. It really is going to take an injury to Darrell Williams for him to be viable. I mean, he's been used, but hasn't been used in the passing game. That's really where you want to see running backs being used in PPR leagues. I traded Tyreek Hill, CEH, and Saquon for Alvin Kamara and Marquise Brown. Thoughts? I probably would have rather had the other side, personally. That's just my opinion. Unless you got the Tyreek Hill side. That's the side I would want. You think Murray plays this week? I do think he plays. Pick 3 to start: Diggs, Chase, Hollywood, Thielen, Pittman, Patterson. Diggs, Chase, and I would go with Hollywood. Will McCaffrey be back? I don't think he's going to play this week. Pick 3, Devontae Parker, Marquise Brown, Sanders, or Waddle. Parker, Brown, Sanders. T. Higgins or Waddle? T. Higgins. Lockett for Chubb? I would do that, yes. Is Frank Gore Derek Gore's dad? Oh, is he actually... I've seen people say that. Is that actually... Yeah, I think... Isn't he Derek... I could be wrong. I could be wrong. No, he's not. He's not related. It isn't Frank Gore... Doesn't Frank Gore... Isn't his son playing football, though? Is he in college? It doesn't Frank Gore have a kid though, and he's playing in college? I could be wrong though. Doesn't he have a kid? And he's playing in college? Need 2 wide receivers. We got D-Hop, Sutton, Higgins. I would go with Higgins and D-Hop. Let me know. I thought that he does play in college though, honestly. I thought that his core I thought that his friend does play in college, or his son plays. D-Hop for Saquon? No, I wouldn't do that. Or yeah, I would. I would want Saquon. Man. I would want Saquon, yes. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, Frank Gore's son plays in college, yeah. Does he play running back too? Doesn't Frank Gore's, unless he plays DB, does he play DB? I thought he plays running back. Thoughts on Eagles RB's running back by committee? No. I mean, like, okay, here's my thoughts. So, Gainwell's going to have the week this week. Gainwell's going to have a week this week because they're going to be playing from behind, so that's my thoughts. Frank Gore's son plays for Southern Miss in college. Yeah. Does he play running back as well? Doesn't he play running back? I thought so. Antonio Gibson for Elijah Mitchell. Yeah, I would want Elijah Mitchell, yes. Do I trade D-Hop for Patterson? Jordan Love or Cousins? I'm still going with Cousins. My team is really bad. A-Rob killed me. Hey, that's the thing. That's the thing with fantasy football. You know, players don't live up to their potential, unfortunately. It's just, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Me personally, I really liked Allen Robinson heading into the season. Definitely one that I got wrong. So, I think a lot of people liked Allen Robinson. But it is what it is. Need Gaskin to stink it up this week, man. I like Gaskin this week. So, I like Gaskin. I now have AK, Eckler, and Zeke. That's beautiful. That's the thing of beauty right there. Brandon Cooks and Jacobs for Mixon. Yeah, I would do that trade. I would want Mixon. Yeah, he's an RB. That's what I thought. Because I always thought that they said that they could play on the same team. And it'd be like... I definitely did not think he was related. And then I was like, wait, but his son does play in college and he's a running back. And I was like, wait, is it actually his son? Potential trade. Give Kamara, Cousins, Hollywood, Tony for Kyler, Cook, Cup. Yeah, I would want the Kyler side. I would definitely get the Kyler side if that's it. You told me to put Mike Williams in over Pittman. I lost by 10. Hey, I'm sorry. I definitely would tell you to do the same thing again. Are Chubb and Diggs still an RB1 and wide receiver 1? Yeah, I think that they're... I mean, for me, Chubb has always been kind of like a more back-end RB1. Diggs, right now, I definitely thought that he could be like a top 3 guy, but definitely looks like more of a back-end wide receiver 1 this season. Do I trade D-Hop for Patterson? I wouldn't, personally. I wouldn't. No Gaskin hype? Yeah, let's go Gaskin. Let's go Gaskin. Tyreek Hill, Thielen, AJ Brown, pick 2. AJ Brown and Tyreek. Rank these 3. We got Devontae Adams, Debo, or Tyreek. Devontae Adams, Debo, or Tyreek. So I would go, for this week, you're saying Tyreek, Debo, Devontae Adams. Now, are you a Braves fan now? No. Honestly, I don't really watch baseball a whole lot. I've always thought baseball is really boring, in my opinion. Sorry to everybody out there that likes baseball, okay? I just can't get into baseball. Like, I love soccer. I'm sure a lot of people don't like to watch soccer, but I like soccer. It's kind of this thing with baseball where I just don't like baseball. It's boring to me. I think it's boring. I like, I don't know. Will Nick Chubb start playing well again? Yeah, he's been banged up. That's the biggest issue. He has that calf injury, which literally it seems like everybody has a calf injury this year. So it's more of him just getting right, getting healthy. Mike Williams and Parker for AJ Brown. Yeah, I would do that trade. Devontae, Debo, or Tyreek rest of the season. One of them for the rest of the season, I would go Devontae Adams. Should I trade Dalvin Cook and D-Hop for Saquon, Terry, and Keenan Allen? I would probably do that trade, yeah. Josh Jacobs or T. Higgins? I would go with T. Higgins. Should I trade Godwin, Robinson, and Lockett to get Brown or Gronk, Marquis Brown, and Najee? Yeah, I would do that trade, absolutely. Yes. Devontae Adams, Debo, I already got that one. Pick 2, we got Dearness Johnson, Marvin Jones, McNichols, or Brian. I would go with Marvin Jones and McNichols. Should I? Oh, my dogs are barking. Kids must be home. Najee and Cooks for Tyreek and Carson. Hold on. The dogs are barking. All right, so Diggs and Deontay for the rest of the season. Diggs or Deontay? I would go with Diggs there. Start Hopkins or CMC this week? I would go with, I don't think CMC is going to play, so Hopkins. Do you think Patterson finishes the top 10 RB in PPR league? Yo, he might. He might. I think that there's probably going to be like 1 or 2 more big injuries at the top 10 running back position. So I definitely think that there's a chance. As long as he can stay healthy, he certainly has a chance. You think CEH plays this week? No, I don't think so. Gaskin or Gordon this week? Gaskin. Yesterday, I traded Gibson, Tony, and Michael Thomas for Waller and DJ Moore and Zeke. I mean, that's just a straight-up robbery there. Should I start Michael Pittman this week? Yes, start him. Trade Mike Khalil Herbert, Drake, Emmanuel Sanders for his Edmonds. Yeah, I would do that, yeah. Mari Cooper, or actually, I probably wouldn't do that, to be honest with you. I would keep those. It's really close, but I do like, I like Khalil Herbert and Emmanuel Sanders there. Mari Cooper, Van Jefferson, Standard, Amari Cooper, Najee, and Cooks for Tyreek and Chris Carson. I'd rather have the Najee side. Do you think McCaffrey will play? No, I don't think McCaffrey's going to play this week. Who should I pick up? Jeff Wilson or Hasty? I have Elijah. I want to pick up either of them. Just hopefully Elijah Mitchell doesn't get hurt. That's the only thing holding him back. And I don't think that either one of those guys is going to come close. The only guy that I guess, but it doesn't look likely that he's going to be back until later November, is going to be Jeff Wilson. Although they did say that he's getting closer. So probably Jeff Wilson. I think that he has more potential than Hasty if anything were to happen. I know Elijah Mitchell's dealing with a rib issue, but hopefully I think he's going to play this week. Do you think James Robinson is going to play this week? They said that he took a big step, so they're going to have to see how he looks later in the week. So it's at least positive. Aaron Jones or Swift for the rest of the season? I'd rather have Aaron Jones just attached to the better offense. Better week, Zeke or Chubb? Zeke. Who do I start at flex, Beasley or Landry? Beasley. Potential trade, AB and DJ Moore for Hopkins and Brandon Cooks. I would go with Hopkins side. Pick 3, we got Hubbard, Darrell Williams, Jacobs, T, Waddle. I would go with Hubbard, Darrell Williams, and T. Higgins. I don't know if it's just me, but I always prefer to have wide receivers in my flex over tight ends and running backs. See, me, I'd rather have running backs. I just like at least running backs that are like will see volume. Is what I like. Freiermuth or Jared Cook, I would go with if Eric Ebron doesn't play this week, I would go with Freiermuth. Otherwise, Jared Cook. Drop Bateman for AP. I probably would, yeah. Then I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. How do you think King Henry injury will affect AJ Brown? All right, here's my take on AJ Brown. I said this earlier. You want AJ Brown? Go out, trade for AJ Brown. If there's a guy that can get close to Cooper Kupp and have that type of usage, it's going to be AJ Brown for the rest of the season. Go get AJ Brown. Pick wide receiver 3 and flex, full point PPR. We got Mitchell, Edwards, Van Jefferson, Bateman, and Agnew. 3 wide receivers in flex. So basically who to leave out there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So who to leave out? I would just leave out Agnew. I would start the other ones. Damian Harris, Gaskin, or Gamewell. I would go with Gaskin there. Should I send DK and D-Hop for Adams? I also have Keenan Allen. I mean, I guess. Yeah, if you're just looking to upgrade the position, sure. Aaron Rodgers said he's immune to COVID because he's intake of TA. Is that what he honestly said? I mean, I don't know if you're kidding, but I know that he did say that he had I don't know what it is, the alternate, like, whatever he said. I know that he definitely said that. Whatever he said, the alternate to the COVID vaccine. So is that what he? I don't know if you're just joking, but I definitely think that. I know that he said that, right? And we got a $5 donation, and we have optimized. Currently eating 3 cheeseburgers and 2 McRibs. Oh no, some McRibs. Are those back? Have they always been back at McDonald's? All right. So Stephen Drakes, should I start Parker this week? And also, how do you feel about Boston Scott, Mitchell, and Latavius Murray? So I think that Parker is a really good play this week. I like Parker this week. And then if I had to pick like how I'd rank those guys, I would go Mitchell, Boston Scott, Latavius Murray is how I would rank them. Not the THC part, but you never know, man. And I mean, exactly that. You never know. You never know. And appreciate, hey, W's in chat for Steven with the $5 donation. Thank you, Steven. Steven Drakes. Also, real quick, this is a beautiful time for a quick plug. Here we go. So if you haven't already, do me a big favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're over on YouTube. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take over to my YouTube channel. So profile, link tree, YouTube channel, come on over, get your questions answered. Also, if you're over on YouTube right now and you want to get your questions answered, believe me, I'm trying my best to answer everybody's questions. If you want to get your answers or questions answered 100% of the time, sign up to be a member. It's as low as $2.99. You sign up to be a member, you get a green name like Ozai. You can see him in chat. He has a little badge next to his name as well. I go to those people first. Anytime that they ask a question, I jump to their question first, answer their question. So sign up to be a member. That's the best thing that you can do to get your questions answered. Also, super chats are available. And yes. All right, real quick. I got to time this person out. Why does this person keep getting in the chat? I don't understand. All right. So we got Ryan Tannehill. So John Williams asked, Ryan Tannehill, Daniel Jones, Taysom Hill, or Jordan Love? I would go with John. I would go with Daniel Jones there out of all those quarterbacks. Pick 2, we got wide receiver 3 and a flex. Van Jefferson, Edwards, Bateman, Mitchell, Agnew. Full point PPR. I would go with Van Jefferson. You need 2 wide receiver. Okay, so 2. And I would go with Bateman. So Jefferson and Bateman. Do you think Kittle is going to play this week? I do think he's going to play this week. Will Stephon Diggs ever be the same? This season, it looks like Josh Allen's just really spreading the ball around, unfortunately. He's not going to be the player that he was last year, no. Should I do Corey Davis and Mike Davis for Gaskin? Yes, I would. Jamar Chase and Jacoby Myers for Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Yeah, I would do that trade. Who do I trade? Gibson for? No one in my league seems to want him. I mean, the thing with Gibson is absolutely try to trade him. I know that it's going to be really tough, but like take him in another piece and just get rid of him. That's how I feel about him. McNichols or Darrell Williams? Darrell Williams. My friend asked me if I should pick up Jordan Love since he's the main starter, is Rodgers, or just start Matt Ryan, who is the backup already. Thoughts? I would just fire up Matt Ryan personally, Jeffrey. AP or McNichols? McNichols for me. Should I trade Henderson, Amari Cooper, and Schultz for Aaron Jones, Pittman, and TJ Hawkinson? Yeah, I would do that. Drop Tannehill or Cousins? If I had to drop one, it would be Tannehill. Should I trade Brandon Cooks, Dallas Goedert for A.J. Brown? Yes, I would do that. Darrell Williams, Herbert, or Booker? Darrell Williams for me. Do I trade Jamar Chase and Jacoby Myers for Aaron Jones? Yes, I would do it. I would do that. Tannehill or Carr this week? I would go with Carr. Should I do Corey Davis and Mike Davis for Gaskin? Yes, I would do that, Ryan. Adams or Hill rest of the season? Adams for me. Should I start Henry Ruggs? Troll alert. Chuba Hubbard, Darrell Williams, or James Robinson because of the health? If James Robinson plays, I would play him. Otherwise, I would go to Darrell Williams. Tannehill or Carr this week? I would go with Carr. Should I start Scott or Melvin Gordon? I would go with Melvin Gordon. Booker and McNichols. Booker, as long as Saquon's out. Rank these 3, DK, D-Hop, and Keenan Allen. I would go with, for like the rest of the season, DK, D-Hop, Keenan Allen. My current lineup is Lamar, Patterson, JT, Adam Thielen, Jerry. Yep. Should I make a trade? No, I want to make a trade. I would keep those guys. That's a pretty solid team. Thoughts on Alex Collins rest of the season? My other running backs are Hendo, Mitchell, Darrell Williams. I mean, if Chris Carson comes back, I don't like him as much. Also finished my food. Already finished my food. Jeez, Optimize. That was fast, my guy. You gotta slow down. You gotta breathe when you're eating. No, I do the same. What was the question again? Oh, Alex Collins. Okay, so this is what I would do with Alex Collins, right? I would hold on to him and just see what happens with Chris Carson. If Chris Carson comes back, don't drop Alex Collins yet. See what happens to Chris Carson. Make sure he gets through a full game and there's no setback or anything like that. And if he's good to go for the rest, looks good, then feel free to drop Alex Collins. But right now, definitely hang on to him. What do you think DK finishes? Do you think DK finishes a top 5 wide receiver? No, I don't think so. I think he's going to be really close, but I don't think he's going to be a top 5. Do I start Justin Fields or Mike White? Justin Fields I would go with. Realistic trade targets if I'm selling Stephon Diggs. I mean, I would still want like a top tier running back or something. Optimize on the Eddie Lacy diet. Do you think Mahomes will rebound this season? I think so, especially when they get OBJ. Do I start Gaskin or Woods this week? Gaskin. Parker, Tony, or Devontae Smith? Parker was limited in practice today. I'm firing up Parker, Carlos. Parker. Is Woods and Gibson too much for Robinson? No, I mean, I don't think that's enough. I doubt you get Robinson, but I would definitely send it. Schultz, Ertz, or Kittle if he comes back in full point PPR. I would go with this week, Schultz. Should I start both Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon this week? Also have CMC as he's supposed to be back within the next 2 weeks. So who are your other options other than A.J. Dillon? Do I trade Kupp for Najee and T. Higgins? I would do that, yeah. No. I wouldn't do that. No. Do I trade Schultz or Goddard? If you had to trade one of them, I think that Goddard probably has the highest value. So if you're looking to get somebody better, Goddard. Otherwise, Schultz. Should I drop Calvin Ridley? No, I wouldn't yet. I wouldn't drop him yet. Would you trade away? Who would you trade away between Debo, Godwin, and CD? I would trade away. If I had to pick one, I would prefer Godwin, but I think that Debo, CD have the bigger name value. So those are probably easier guys to trade away. But I would want to trade Godwin. Woods a top 5 wide receiver if Kupp goes down, though. Yeah, he would be. Woods, Bateman, or Renfro? For this week, I would go with Hunter Renfro. Parker or Jerry Judy? I would go with Parker. Is A-Rob worth keeping? I still believe in him. I mean, me personally, I think he's safe to drop now, personally. Pick 2 standard. We got Marquis Brown, Keenan Allen, Jarvis Landry, or Hunter Renfro. I would go with Marquis Brown and Keenan Allen. Woods, Bateman, or Renfro? Renfro. Flex, we got Higgins or Darrell Williams. Fantasy Flock is the best. Fantasy Flock, but you're over here at Aspire Sports. Uh-oh. Wait, is that the same? Did your name used to be Aspire Sports is the best, and then you changed your name? Huh? Did you? For that? Should I trade away Kamara now because of Winston? So with Kamara, what I would do is I would just hang on to him. I do think that his value took a hit a little bit with Hill being the quarterback, mainly around the goal line. I would just hang on to him though. Should I be panicking and looking to trade Kelsey? No, I wouldn't panic. I mean, I definitely wouldn't have drafted him where he was drafted, but I wouldn't panic now. Deontay, Waddle, or Elijah Mitchell? I would go with Elijah. If it's PPR, give me Deontay. Otherwise, Elijah Mitchell. Thoughts on David Montgomery's return? I think that when he returns, Khalil Herbert's going to be involved here. And when he does come back, I think it's going to be after the bye week. Jamal Williams, Mark Ingram, and Khalil are my others, and Herbert. I would go with what was the question again for Jeffrey? Oh, I would go with Herbert over AJ Dillon. Hey, Tyler, sorry I'm late. Do I fire up Adams or start AJ Brown? Honestly, I would fire up AJ Brown. I would go with AJ Brown, yes. And no problem. You're not late. It's all good. Is Devontae supposed to be back this Sunday? I think so, but he does have to clear. I don't think he's cleared yet. Maybe somebody can let me know. Is Clyde back this week? I don't think so. Bateman, Gaskin, Elijah Mitchell need 2. I would go with Gaskin and Elijah Mitchell. Do you think trading McLaurin and Evans for Swift is a good trade? Yeah. I mean, if I'm getting the Swift side. Khalil Herbert or Chuba Hubbard? Chuba Hubbard. I would go Chuba Hubbard. I receive Metcalf. I give Carr and Terry. I receive Metcalf. I give Carr and Terry. Yeah, I would do that. Absolutely. Yes. Pitts or Goddard rest of the season. Pitts for me. And right now, feels like a perfect time to do a little plug. All right. So if you haven't already, do me a big favor. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile. Go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So profile, link tree, YouTube channel. Come on over and get your questions answered. And if you're over on TikTok right now, if you're over on TikTok, you appreciate what I do, support the channel out, you can sign up to be on the Patreon. It's pay what you can. You get rankings over there. Also, you can sign up to be a member on YouTube. If you sign up to be a member, I'm going to link the link right now in chat. You can sign up to be a member. It's low as $2.99. You sign up to be a member. The number one thing that you get, though, is you get priority in chat. So whenever you ask a question, you get priority in chat. Your name is green, and then you also have a badge, so it's really easy for me to see. So I go to your name, and you become a member. You get priority in chat every single time. Also, super chats are available if you want to get your questions answered. All right, so there's my plug. Yes, this is my old account last year. I would watch fantasy. No. You don't have to change it. Dude, don't change it. You're fine. You're fine. That's funny, though. Fantasy Flock is the best. Hey, Mason Todd does a great job. Shout out to Mason. I think that, that dude works incredibly hard. And he does really well. So great for him. Zach Moss or Khalil Herbert? I would go with, if I had to pick one, Khalil Herbert. Hi, there you go. Hey, no worries. You don't have to do that, honestly. Jerry Judy or Van Jefferson? I would go with Jerry Judy. Do you think Kittle will play this week? I do think that Kittle will play this week, yes. How good is Jordan Love? I mean, we'll see. I don't think it's going to be that great, but definitely a big downgrade from Aaron Rodgers, but I don't think it's going to be terrible. Do I trade Cooks for Mitchell now that I lost Henry? If you need a running back, you're in desperate need, I would do that, yes. Is Aaron Jones a top 5 running back rest of the season? I would say like a borderline top 5. I would say like more of like I would say like RB6, 8 range, 7. Kelsey and Hollywood for Dalvin Cook and Knox, half-point PPR. Yeah, I would do that trade. Yes. Do you think this was one of the worst trade deadlines of all time? Yeah, it was pretty boring, to be honest with you. I definitely thought there was going to be some moves. Trade Burrow and Keenan Allen for A.J. Brown? Yes, I would do that. What running back do you think I could get for Mike Evans? I mean, really hard for me to say, but I would definitely just, like, if you ask me what running back or what player should I get for this player, like, chances are I'm going to answer your question, but I'm not going to give you, like, oh, you should target this player. Like, it's really hard for me to say because I don't know the scoring tier leagues. I don't know, like, the managers. I don't know the other teams. Like, what I would do is if you want to trade, like, a wide receiver, go look for a team that needs a wide receiver. Try to get a running back. Maybe look for a team that has a surplus at running back. See if they need a wide receiver or something. Try to do a trade like that. And just send out trade offers. Trade offers that you like. Trade offers that you like. CMC for... trade away Higgins and Jefferson, receive Eckler. I would do that, yes. NPR, I would do that. I would do that, yes. Are you confident in McCaffrey this season? To be honest with you, no. No, I'm not confident. What do you think about OBJ if he gets traded? Should I keep him or drop him? Well, he can't get traded because the trade deadline's over. Well, it seems like he's going to get cut. And once he gets cut, it now comes to he's going to go on waivers, and it's going to come down to which team, makes a claim for him. Because this is why I have this pulled up here. So this is the standings. So it goes reverse order, all right? So these are the teams that are going to make a claim for him. And, like, look at the teams here and see which one you think has the best chance of maybe landing him, like, would want him on their team, all right? So Lions, Dolphins, Texans, it goes up, and that's where you have them. OBJ father posted a video recently wanting an apology from the kicker goalpost. He wants an apology. Oh no. OBJ's father. That's a funny situation. Should I trade Saquon and OBJ for Chubb? I wouldn't know. Would you trade Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams for Mike Williams and Jamal Williams? He also has Collins or Carson I could ask for instead of Jamal Williams. Yeah, I mean, I would ask for Carson if he does send that. Yeah. Giants will get him goated. You think so? They already have so many wide receivers in that offense. That's what I would do. I would definitely, I would do that trade, Devin, and I would try to trade for like Carson Collins, one of those guys, personally. Trade Adam Thielen, receive Darrell Henderson. Absolutely. If you're getting Darrell Henderson, yes, 100%. Worth holding him to see where he lands, though? Yes, I would. So before this news broke, I was telling people that it's okay to release OBJ. Well, now with this recent news, I would definitely hold on to OBJ because if he does get cut and say, all these teams pass on him, I think that a team like, could you imagine the Seattle Seahawks with him? They'd have like DK, him, and then Tyler Lockett in like the flex, or in the slot. Like, oh my gosh. But like maybe the Colts, like a team like Kansas City's sitting there, like middle of the pack there. Kansas City would be a good spot there. Who do you prefer, Carson or Collins? Well, they said that Carson might come back to practice. So with that, that's at least trending in the right direction. I take my shot on Carson. How do I replace Derrick Henry? You're not going to be able to. The best way to try to be able to, I would pick up Jeremy McNichols, AP, if they're available, if they weren't picked up. That's your, and try to trade for somebody. But you're not going to be able to replace, the number one running back in fantasy football, unfortunately. Trade Claypool for A.J. Brown. If I'm getting A.J. Brown, 100%, yes. Bro, you're still live? I'm still live, yes. More people came in chat, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay live. All Giants wide receivers are injured. That is true. But what's going to happen to OBJ once he gets injured again? Then they're all going to be hurt. Gaskin, McNichols, Darrell Williams. I would go with Gaskin and Darrell Williams. We traded CMC and Terry for Devontae and James Robinson. Who wins? Devontae side for me. What about Saquon and Jacoby for Swift? I'd rather have the Saquon side. Opinions on Renfro now that Riggs is gone. I like Renfro. Rest of the season, I like him. I left for an hour, and damn, you wild with these streams. I got to do it. Got to do it. That's how I get big. You know what I mean? AJ Green on COVID list. Pick up Moore or Kirk. Oh, man, he just got placed on COVID? Christian Kirk would be the guy I would want. Swift or Mixon? Rest of the season, if it's full point PPR, give me Swift. Otherwise, Mixon. Opinions on Renfro now that Ruggs is gone. I like Renfro a lot. I like Renfro. All right, feels like one last plug here. I'm going to go live till 5, then I'm going to hop off. So, if you haven't already, do me a big favor. Smash that like button if you're over on YouTube. Let's get up to 50 likes. We're at 46. Let's get up to 50 likes. So, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile. Go to my link tree. My link tree will take over to my YouTube channel. So, come on over. Come on over, get your questions answered. Once again, profile in my description will be my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. Come on over, get your questions answered. All right. Should I trade Swift for Leonard Fournette? I'd rather have Swift. I was accidentally on Fantasy Flock account. My bad. I like watching you more. I haven't even watched Fantasy Flock in a while. Dude, it's fine. Aspire Sports. Like, it's totally fine to be able to watch other people. Like, don't feel bad about it. Fantasy Flock, honestly, I think that Mason does a really good job. So, I mean, totally watch him. I think that Mason Dodd's great, to be honest with you. I like Mason Dodd. I think that dude is incredibly hardworking. That dude puts out a massive amount of content. So, dude knows what he's talking about, and, he does a good job. So, I like him. Rashad Bateman opinions. I like Rashad Bateman. I think that there's a lot of potential here with Rashad Bateman. Was on a limited snap count prior to the bye. Now he's going to be fully unleashed, setting up for a big breakout rest of the season. Like him. Just sold Chris Godwin and got Saquon. Beautiful. Do you think that McNichols is a good replacement for Derrick Henry? I mean, Yeah, I mean, like, okay, he's not going to come anywhere near Derrick Henry's production, but I do think that he's a viable option yet. The Rams put all their chips in for this year. Yes, they did, and I hope they win it. I got Russell Wilson and Thielen. The other person got James Robinson and Mike Evans. Yes or no? I'd rather have James Robinson's side. I have 0 fab, but I got AP. Hey, Iron never lies. Gets AP. There we go. Deshaun Jackson landing spots. I don't really know what the rumors are. I don't know who exactly would want him. I guess like a team like maybe I don't know if the Green Bay Packers want him. The Las Vegas Raiders right now, maybe. New Orleans Saints. Those are like the teams that I guess I'd be looking at. Yo, what up, little top? Star fan Jefferson, Brandon Cooks, or Christian Kirk? Brandon Cooks for me. This week, start Marvin Jones, Van Jefferson, Bateman. Marvin Jones. Do you think D-Hop is going to pick it up at some point? Well, with AJ Green, maybe he'll now see some more targets. On a 4-game winning streak. That's what's up, little top. D-Hop and Parker for Swift? Yes, I would. Rashad Bateman and opinions? I like Rashad Bateman, and I think that season long, he's going to be a good player to definitely have. I think that he's going to start to be fully unleashed here. Do you think D-Hops is going to pick it up at some point? Yes, I do. Thanks, bro. You're welcome. You're welcome. My team is Dak, CMC, Najee, Saquon, Diggs, Chase, Waller. But I'm 3-5. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Hey, I mean, here's the thing, okay? Sometimes you're just gonna lucky. I'm 3-5 in like my league with my high school friends. So for me, it's like my most competitive league. There's a trophy. We've had a trophy now. I don't know for how many years. It's been a while now that we've had a trophy. But like it's my most competitive league. I'm 3-5 in that league. Yet I'm number 1 in points scored. It's just how it goes sometimes. The fantasy gods hate you at sometimes, and that's the unfortunate thing with fantasy football. 3-5 in 8th place with the most points scored. It is what it is. Packers or Giants defense this week? I would go with the. I got to double check. I want to say Packers, or I want to say the Giants. Let me double check though. Might be Packers though. I don't really like either or. No, it's not the Packers. We're the New York Giants. I know that they're definitely higher. They have to be higher. Yes, they're higher. I would go with the Giants. I don't really like either or, to be honest with you. Peterson or Boston Scott or Kenyon Drake? I would go with Boston Scott. And this week I won by 0.5 with no quarterback playing because I decided to bet on Dak. Oh boy. Well, hey, at least you won. Hey, they can't hold me down though. Hey, yo, that's what's up, little top. Why did you decline my DeAndre Swift trade? Because I didn't like it optimized. I don't think it was that good of a trade. I don't like it. 3-5 most points scored, but I have 3. Yeah, every week. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly me, Isaac. Over the past 2 weeks now somebody passed him on Monday night, but he was the highest scoring dude going into Monday night, and he ended up being the second highest scoring team by 3 points. I was the 3rd highest scoring team this past week. I still lost because I played the second highest scoring. Then the week prior, I played the highest scoring team, and I was the second highest scoring team. That's just how it goes sometimes. Like, my team is good. I have Cooper Kupp, DeAndre Swift on my team. I have Aaron Jones. Like, my team, Jalen Hurts. My team is really good. Mike Gesicki. But I still lose. I have Elijah Mitchell. Like, my team is really good. It's just, I can't win. I can't win in that league. But usually it turns itself around. And if it doesn't, it's just, it's not your fault. You know what I mean? Michael Carter, Booker, or Mitchell. I would go with Elijah Mitchell there. Do you think I should trade Derrick Henry, Antonio Gibson, and Marvin Jones for Cooper Kupp? Should I? Yes, I would. Do you think the Packers can beat the Chiefs with... I don't think so. I don't think they're going to beat them without Aaron Rodgers now. Should I start Devontae Adams, Kupp, Deontay Johnson? Choose 2. I would go with Cooper Kupp, and I would go with Devontae Adams. It's really close between him and Deontay Johnson. We have a trophy 2 in one of my leagues, and in 2 others, we play for a jersey. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I like that, playing for a jersey. Do you get to pick your person, Iron? Is that how you do it? Lost Henry and MT on one team, though, and Ridley on another. Sad week. AB a good pickup? Yes. AP, yes, he is. Big one here. I have Pitts at tight end. Ertz as my backup. I have Diggs and Keenan Allen currently my running backs, Dalvin and Zach Moss. Would you do Pitts and Diggs for an RB1? Yeah, if you're going to do that trade, like definitely you should be getting, I'd say like a top 6 guy. What if I send you DeAndre Swift for Alvin Kamara? I wouldn't do that trade. I'd rather have Alvin Kamara. No. Also, all right, I'm gonna head off here. I've been live for like 2 hours now. So I'm gonna head off. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll be live later tonight. And if you're over on TikTok, hit that follow button. I'll be live later tonight. And once again, if you want to ensure that you get your questions answered, you appreciate what I do, it'd be a big help if you sign up to be a member, support the channel. Low is $2.99. Number one thing, though, it helps you out because you get your questions answered 100% of the time. So helps out the channel, helps me grow, allows me to keep making great content for you guys. So I appreciate everybody hanging out, being a part of the live streams. I'll be live later tonight. And I'll post what time. So thank you, everybody, and have a great rest of your evening. I'll see you later tonight. Peace.